think that'll do it. Oh shit, was my mic on the whole time? Whoops. Well, whatever. Uh, Hello everyone. God, I am a lot more nervous uh, than I thought I would be. um, I guess I should just start with introductions. Uh, Forgive me, I'm still getting over a how do you say a cold from last last or the other week. Forgive me, I had to make a how do you say a quick update. Uh, so let's God, I am very nervous. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Let me start over. Hello, internet. My name is Azazel Sylphson. Uh, I am a druidic white mage VTuber, and I it, um yeah. Let's I guess we'll just get started. Let me just transition over to this. I forgive me, these are pre-made assets that I'm all using for everything. But yeah, I made a little slideshow for this. Wanted to go over my goals and just a little bit about me. Let me switch to okay. So go ahead. As you can tell, I'm very awkward with talking to people, just in general. I always have been. So one of my goals in streaming is to learn to talk more confidently. But I also I fancy myself an artist, and but I'm not very good at it. So I want to improve myself in that. I've already started writing the lyrics for it, but I also want to make a parody song cover. Uh, and my biggest goal is to audition for a major, how do you say, a major agency, and most importantly, just have fun uh, with this hobby of mine. uh, so a little bit about me. As of this year, I am a 33-year-old man. My birthday is on June 25th. I am the eldest of five siblings. I have three younger sisters, two of which were adopted, and and I have one half brother. I am an absolute degenerate. Uh, if you've followed my previous incarnations, you probably already knew that. I will not apologize for it. And speaking of never doing something, I refuse to call it X Elon. I'm sorry. I will call it Xwitter before I call it X. And last, a bit of fun fact: I actually grew up in the state of Utah. Ah, those itches. And yeah, so I guess you can't be a VTuber and not like anime. So here's a not so short list of anime and manga and TV shows that I like. I haven't watched too much of newer series right now. It's not on here, but I also like Mushoku Tensei. But my favorite series by far is Shimoneta, a world where the concept of dirty jokes just does not exist. Uh, it's a character comedy. I don't know if any of you have heard it. It is absolutely hysterical. It gets the straight man gag down to a T. I grew up with One Piece, and I've been caught up with the manga for probably 10 years now. Uh, Probably my number three anime is Toradora, uh, and then I also like Konosuba, Azumanga Daioh. I prefer Ranma one half over Inuyasha. I know that might be a bit blasphemous for Takahashi fans. Uh, and for Dragon Ball, I prefer Z and GT. I didn't much care for Super. I like Super Broly, but that's about it. For Pokemon, you everyone likes Pokemon. My favorite season was from Johto, but that's because I have a huge gold and silver bias. Of course, I like all of the big three. Bleach is one of my favorite manga. I love Tite Kubo's art style to death. Sergeant Frog was one of the first manga I read when I first got into anime in high school. And then I don't know if anyone has heard of either of these last two manga, but there's a manga series called Hell's Kitchen. It is it's about this kid in high school that doesn't know how to cook, and so this demon uh, makes a contract with him to give him amazing cooking skills and knowledge, and things that help him out, like enhanced sense of taste, feel, smell, to help him make the best dishes possible. Because the demon himself, is a gourmand and only eats the souls of the best chefs, and he's sick of regular people, so he decides to teach someone himself. And then Hayate Crossblade, fuck. It's it's a pretty standard shonen battle manga with a bunch of kids in a sword high school. But anime and manga are not my only things. I also like the actual Gordon Ramsay Hell's Kitchen and Kitchen Nightmares. I like cooking shows. Not many people know this, but I actually went to culinary school. I only went there for about a year before deciding it wasn't really for me. But my parents taught me how to cook from when I was very young. So cooking shows were something that always fascinated me. I love Kitchen Nightmares in particular, but as far as actual cooking shows go, Good Eats is probably my go-to. Now, I don't know what it is about it, the more scientific aspect of it, or the way oh God, I can't remember his name. The way the man has this sense of humor throughout the show, it's just way more entertaining than anything else on Food Network. Cartoons, I grew up with Ed and Eddie and Curse the Cowardly Dog. I am a 90s kid after all. And then Johnny Bravo. I have a soft spot for Johnny Bravo in particular because my grandmother likes the show. And then as far as adult cartoons are concerned, Futurama and Aqua Teen Hunger Force are my go-tos. So, furthermore, movies. I am a huge film aficionado, I think is the word. My favorite film of all time is John Carpenter's The Thing, which is funny because I didn't actually grow up with the movie. My parents wouldn't actually let me watch very many R-rated films outside of Speed. When I was a kid, I was a Mormon. My parents raised me as a Mormon, and in that particular sect of Christianity, you're not allowed to watch anything R-rated. So John Carpenter's The Thing is was something that I watched when I was an adult, and it blew me away. As well as the original Alien, Star Wars. My favorite movies, her personal favorites, are from the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi, and the prequels, Revenge of the Sith. Of course, anime films, Summer Wars, One Piece, Strong World, and then Pokemon, the third movie. And then my two favorite movies from Disney are The Lion King and Aladdin. I have a soft spot for Aladdin in particular. It's a great but movies that aren't so great are Lost in Space. It's something of a guilty pleasure of mine. I actually had the little spaceship toy when I was growing up. It was cool because it had this little switch where it would open up all the hyperspace shenanigans in it. Oh, it was such a cool toy. I miss it a lot. So, favorite video games. This is what I've been doing with my time instead of watching anime or rewatching my personal favorites. Uh, Dead Space 2023 or Resident Evil 2 Remake are my all-time favorite games. I can't decide which one I like more. I have played Resident Evil 2 Remake more, technically, but Dead Space 2023, the original, was one of my favorite games for the PS3, and it blew me away back then. And the remake is such a faithful remake of it. It does basically everything it needs to. I love it. On the GameCube, Resident Evil 4, my favorite franchise is The Legend of Zelda, actually. Specifically, the Wind Waker is my favorite entry. But I've also been a huge fan of Final Fantasy 14 in particular. I am a white mage main, after all. I did open with that. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Pokemon Black and White. those are my favorite Pokemon games. Uh, and then as well as I'm kind of a sucker for open world games, so Skyrim and Fallout New Vegas are my favorite Bethesda games. Was not too enthralled by Fallout 4, uh, especially not Fallout 76, and certainly not Starfield. But everything before then, I did actually quite enjoy, especially Fallout New Vegas. And then I did mention I was a degenerate earlier. Um, Neville Geister Jaeger. If you know it, you know. But I'm not gonna go into too much detail about this. So, so now for my favorite musical artists. Um, my all-time favorite band is John d'Arc. I discovered them when I was watching the anime adaptation of One Piece back in the day. They did the ending theme, Shining Ray, back in the Alabasta saga, and that's how I discovered them. I downloaded their discography and I fell in love with them, which is unfortunate because the band actually stopped making new music about a year before. It was either a year before or a year after I had discovered them. And now they didn't break up. They still tour, but they haven't made a new album since then. I'm also very much a fan of Maximum the Hormone. It's not on the list, but I also do quite enjoy bands like Dirt and Gray, La Arc-en-Ciel, uh, a lot of more alternative rock, J rock. Grew up with bands like System of a Down, My Chemical Romance, especially that latter one. The more I listen to it, the more I appreciate the Black Parade, the entire album. I don't think there's an album quite like it that tells a narrative throughout the entire album quite like the Black Parade does. Like, holy shit. To go through a man's stages of grief, he's either dead or dying in the album, and it's the story of him accepting what is happening to him, and ah, it's such a good album. I also like their subsequent album, Danger Days, the Fabulous Lives of the Killjoys. Just about every song in that album is a banger. It just does not have the same narrative weight that the Black Parade does, in my opinion. Bands that I grew up with were Boston, Chicago, and Queen, as well as a bit of Journey and Celine Dion from my mom's side. Green Day, and you probably see the last three are not like the others. Uh, they just do not belong. Um, my favorite Hololive artists are Hoshimachi Suisei. Uh, she's got one of the most amazing singing voices I have ever in my life heard. I strive to be like her, as well as Mori Calliope. I have not heard a single person have so much. How do you say? So much variety in their discography in all the songs they've made, quite like her. Like End of a Life is one of my favorite songs ever. And then Takanashi Kiara, her Point of View album is just it's amazing. I All three of those girls are insanely talented. So as you could probably tell, uh I am a fan of Hololive. My personal Oshis are Ninomai Nanis. I am a proud Takodachi. Gagura. I also found myself liking Minato Aqua and Nenechi way more in after a while. I didn't much care for either of them, but they just kind of grew on me, especially Aqua. And then as far as boys are concerned, Regis Altair, Magni Desmond, God rest his soul. I miss him dearly. one of the most criminally underrated streamers to ever walk the planet. His his Christmas karaoke stream, will go down as one of the best Christmas karaoke streams ever made. As and then of course Phase Connect, Pipkin Pippa, and Komachi Panko. I just Speaking of Panko, she just made a pineapple pizza the other day or yesterday, and it was a crime on humanity. Let me make this clear. I like pineapple on pizza. She, but hers looked so disgusting because she had a cold ass cheese pizza that she ordered beforehand. She didn't. That she cooks bacon and pineapple. Oh, oh, it looked so bad. Like, yeah, you cook it wrong, and of course it's gonna be bad. Panko, you gotta cook it right. You gotta cook everything together. Oh, the flavors couldn't meld like that. Oh, and then she's graduated now. But Rune Banata, I love you, baby sis. My little rat emoto. I miss you, dear. So, I do have some aspirations. I've always wanted to have a full-on collab, and the games that I would love, that I dream to be able to collab with someone someday, are Pal World. I'm actually having a lot of fun with that one in particular recently. I would love to start maybe a VTuber server entirely with guilds, and then of course I would love to collab Borderlands, any particular one, but probably number two or three. Probably three actually, because I haven't actually beaten it yet. World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14, of course. I've always had this idea of taking a bunch of VTubers and doing savage raids in Final Fantasy. I think that would be an amazing bit of content. And of course, you've got Among Us, Skyrim together, and then Dead Space 3. Just to suffer together. But yeah, so these are a few of my goals as a streamer. By June, I want to have 100 Twitch followers. Specifically, by my birthday of this year, I want to have 100 followers. I want, and then by August, I want to have at least 100 concurrent viewers per stream for the entire month. Those are my biggest goals. And then by September, I want to make a song. I'm already working on a parody song right now, but by September, I want to make an official cover of Shining Ray by John d'Arc. It's the one that started me off, and I feel like if I hit these goals, it would be only right that I go back to the song that started it all for me with them, and then by November, be able to go full time as a streamer. So yeah, this is my schedule for the week. Today about 7 o'clock, I am going to begin a stream doing the story for 6.55 of Final Fantasy 14, and then on Tuesday at 11 o'clock p.m., I am going to play Tales of Arise. I saw that it got added on Xbox, and I can't not play it. Like, I'm a huge sucker for Tales games, and so when I saw that added, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play that. And then Thursday, I've never played a Persona game, so I'm gonna play Persona 3, the remake. And then on Saturday, I will be wrapping up any of the story that I missed today in Final Fantasy 14 for the 6.55 patches. And if I'm done, and if I'm either finished or if I finish midstream with that, I will start doing the Hildebrand quests. Saturday will be probably around 3 p.m. just like today. And then any days that you don't see on here will, of course, be days that I have off. The idea is to stream for 3 days a week, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys later today. Thanks for watching, and it's nice to finally meet y'all. Uh, by the way, if you're wondering about the avatar, I got it from Etsy. It is a pre-made uh, VTuber avatar, and it was on sale for half off. Uh, I will go ahead and post a link on Twitter for the avatar, and thanks for joining me. And I will see you guys at 7. Take care.